Okay. Are you all okay? Are you all ready? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. You can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
So I just put a tick on the screen and see whether you can see the tick. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Now we move on to the next one. So last time we looked at this topic, right? We talked about this one, right? And there were a few of you not pronouncing right. So I just put the pronunciation. I want to go through that first quickly. Now, can I ask who's number one? Abhisayishan, can you pronounce this word?
Favorite.
Yeah, that's from here. Favorite. This is red. It's not favorite. That's wrong. It's favor. You can have this or you can delete this. Doesn't matter. It will still will work. Favorite. 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 It's not favorite. My favorite movie. My favorite movie. It need to finish as red, not as right. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now next one. Who can pronounce this? The word and that word, I have it here. That's one, that's one. Danujan.
Yes, sir.
Can you pronounce this one? And this one is here. That and that one. Go. Have a go at it.
Climate. Climate.
Yeah, it's called, it's not climate. That's wrong. It's climate. Climate. Climate change. Okay? It's called climate. Combined together. I just put a gap here just to break it up. But you, excuse me, you should combine. It should be climate. Climate. This is change. Change. It's not like a change. Change. EI should come into play. Change. Change. Okay. Can you pronounce this one? Madhulan, are you there? Can you pronounce this part? This one? Madhulan, pronounce that for me. This is ch. T. We learned this one, huh? It's like a chat. When you have a chat, the ch. That's what this one is. This is EI. A. So is a change. Is N. The DZ. It is like jog. Like when you have G, U, G, this comes into play. G. So change. So if you ask somebody to give you a change, you don't say, can I have a change? That's wrong. It should be slightly change. It'll sound like a change, but it is change. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. What about this word? Who is going to pronounce this? Anybody? What is this part is?
Career.
No,
Career.
just
Career.
this part. No, that's you're reading this one, but read the pronunciation.
Career.
It's a
Career.
career. It's a career. Career. It's not. Yeah, career is your pathway. What you're going to do next? What do you want to become as an engineer, or do you want to become as an accountant, or do you want to become as a doctor? Talk about your career. You might want to. Why? Why do you want to become as an engineer? Why do you want to become as a doctor? Why do you want to become as an accountant? Why do you want to? So that's called career. Career. It's not ka. Ka is wrong. It should be career. What's your career path? That means what are you planning after you finish your school? What do you want to do? What do you want to become? That's the idea. Is that understood? Do you have the idea? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Can you make sure that you learn this pronunciation well? So we talked about climate change, yeah? We talked about climate change.
Yes, sir.
Now, so I think Karthigan has sent me a small project, like a couple of pages, 8 pages. I just want to tell him it's well done, very well written, very good understanding and very well presented. But it's important that when you have done the work, you should put the references. Where are the places you got information from? Always when you're writing a document, so you write whatever the document, all the pages you're writing, page 1, page 2, and then last page has to be reference. That means you're looking at a Google, newspaper, web page, anywhere, you put the links from 1, 2, 3. Because the wording is from somewhere, but you got the idea to pull that. So it's like lots of information. You pull the idea the way nicely, which you have done very well. But
So
when you're writing it, you should put references. Is that okay? Are you there, Karthigan?
So can you show that to us?
Karthigan, you can speak now.
All right.
Karthigan, you have understood, yeah, what you need to do, yeah? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So Karthigan, you've done a good job, very good work, just to put the reference only, okay? That's a good assignment you have done.
So can you show that to us?
Sorry, Abhishasan?
Can you show that to us?
You want to see that? Okay. Just give me a second. Let's see whether I can get that.
Sir, my prepare, I said that I'm ready to present.
Yeah, you can. I just show you just for 1 minute. Let me see. I have to get out of this screen sharing, and I got to start with another screen. It'll take 2 seconds for me to do that. You just have to give me a minute. I have got to switch the screen. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, now I open Path against one. Okay, I'm going to share the screen now. Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm going to go through them. That's the first page. That's the climate change, and he's got a picture showing. Next one is climate change means change in Earth. So he's written that part. Then you go to the next one. Then, you know, how the climate change happens.
Only half of it is showing, and we can see the.
You can't see the full. You can't see the full. Let me try now.
No, yes, sir.
So here you go. And warming up the surfaces. Every sentence he wrote, he has a picture. That's the beauty of that report. I'm sure then temperature rises and what happened, it's a picture. So, you know, Karthigan, for these pictures, you should put a number here, say number, like for example, 2, and then your reference 2 should be where did you get the picture from? So you should put the references, huh? That's how you write the report normally. And here glacier is melting. So he took a picture. So that picture is good picture. This is a nice picture, but you should make sure that you have a a reference for it. And then the last one, and then this one. So that's a good one, good work. I'm sure others can do. If you want to send it to me, I'll give my email address to you in a minute.
So can I present?
Yes, 1 minute. Let me just get back here to my diagram. You can see the screen now, right?
Sir, I also asked you to do your presentation.
Did you send it to me? No.
No, sir.
Okay, we'll come to that in a minute. Just one. So we just want to now talk about the climate change for a few minutes. So who is going to talk about climate change now? Is Abhishasan, do you want to do it?
Sir, I did it as a presentation with PowerPoint slides.
You have PowerPoint slides. Sorry, I can't see you all. What happened here? Can you see me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I can see it. I can't give screen control. I don't have the screen control. So your principal has to give screen control for you, you see? So you can send it to me. I can play it here next time, but you can read out. So if anybody wants to send anything, can you take down my email address? Can you write it down or take a picture of it? I'm writing it down. That's what happened? EAMBIKAIRAJAH at unsw.edu.au. Do you understand? That is edu. Edu. That is UNSW. And that's E and my name. There's a dot there here. Can you take this down? If anybody wants to send an email, you can send it to me directly.
UNSW is in capital?
Yes, yes. You can put small. You can put small as well. It will still work. .edu.au.
At unsw.edu.au.
That's right. You can send an email. That's fine. If you have done something you want me to have a look, you can send an email. Okay. Take this down or take a picture of this, and then you have it. I'm going to rub it out. I'm going to continue. Right. Can we now discuss who's going to talk about? Abhishasan, do you want to talk about climate change?
Can I do it with the presentation next class?
Okay, you came with a presentation next. Okay, anybody else want to talk about climate change? Tell me, anybody else want to talk about climate change? Anybody else are prepared?
I didn't memorize. That's the problem.
What is that? You didn't memorize.
I didn't memorize it.
That's fine. You can send it.
I also didn't memorize it.
Okay. Do you have it written in your hand? Have you got your document in front of you?
Yes, sir.
Who's that? Karthigan?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can. Well, you have already sent me the document, so I'm okay with that. But you have to present. You have documents. So read out for 1 or 2 sentences, everybody. Let me start with Abhishasan. Just read 1 sentence for me.
Sir, can you please give the chance next class, please?
You want to present next class? Okay, that's fine then. All right, Karthigan, I've already got your information. Anybody else wants to mention? Dhanujan, do you have anything on climate change?
So I just got 6 large sentences because I had exam in my institution. So only 6 sentences were prepared.
I can't hear you well because there's a background noise. So.
Yes, sir, background.
Okay. All right. Okay. Anybody else?
Sir, I have only 6 sentences.
Danujan, I'm not sure why there's a background, very hard to hear.
Sir,
But
he said he has 75 sentences prepared.
he
Six
has
sentences, sir. Six.
he has written 75 sentences, is it? Okay.
Sir, I think you can roll. The presenters can make another presenter.
No, I can't. I don't have the. I think you send it to me next time. We'll do because we've got to continue. I can't find it.
Okay, sir.
One of the video applied. You send it to me, Avishai, I'll present it from my screen. Okay.
Okay, sir.
If you send it to me as a PowerPoint, is easy. Sorry.
Okay, sir.
Okay. We got to continue doing next one. Okay. So the next topic, what we're going to do. This is the more topics I have got it for you. This is not only next week, following week and the following week, we'll be following this topic. Through this topic, we'll be talking. And I think all of you have to do only 5 to 10 sentences. Don't go too many sentences, then I can't cover everybody. So what we want to do next time is, I would like you to look at this part. That is your opinion, yes?
I got only 6 sentences because I had an exam in my institution. Only 6 large sentences.
I think I find it difficult to get your voice actually.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
So you said to send me as PowerPoint slides. I didn't do in Microsoft PowerPoint. I do the presentations in Active Inspire Studio. So
that's fine.
I
But
can
then PDF it and send it to me. That's fine. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now this part talk about recycling and repurposing. That's what we want to do next time.
Excuse me, sir.
So yeah, Danujan, yeah.
I only took 6 sentences because I had exam in my institution.
Okay, you had exam, so that's why you couldn't do it. Okay, fine, yeah.
I took 6 sentences.
You took what? What did you do?
6 sentences.
He said that he is ready with 6 sentences.
He's ready with 6 sentences. What happened is, Danujan, your voice comes muffled on my speaker. That's why I can't hear it. For some reason, Abhishai's once comes well. It might be through the connection. Not to worry. Not to worry. Your one was good last week, but for some reason I can now. No worries. We'll do that next time. We'll give you a chance. Next time it's complete presentation anyway. So recycling, repurposing. What is recycling? What is repurposing? Anybody can start to discuss that. Those who have your hands up.
Abhishek.
Yeah. Yes, Abhishek.
So repurposing means use one object as another object. If we just take a CRT monitor, when it comes fault, we can remove the inner parts and we can use it as a port.
Yeah.
That is repurposing. Recycling means we put that CRT monitor out into a machine as plastic, then we can make that plastic and make another project like anything, vase or something.
Yeah, but you want to explain a bit better. I mean, I know you have the idea, but the explanation. So recycling, what you said was you take one product. So if you take, so recycling is many ways. So if you take all the plastics that, waste plastic after you use them, and then create another plastic cups and create again using those plastic cups, create more plastic cups. That is recycling. So if you have glass, bottles, put them all together, and then they melt them, and then they produce glasses again. That is a recycled glass. It's not from the new material, raw material. It's just recycling. If you take paper, cardboard, all of them, you just put them together and you recycle them and create cardboard, papers, and everything. That's called recycling. That's the better way to say. Each category has got different way of recycling. Repurposing, yes, you have explained very well. That Abhisaisan explained that very well. You take something and do it for something else. That's repurposing. And there are hundreds of repurposing examples available. You can look at them. But you must also think new way of repurposing. People are now looking at it. For example, if you have old clothes, just old shirts, normally you will use them for wiping and cleaning. Still, it's an old cloth. Once you have used lots of old clothes, we don't normally use the old cloth to produce again clothes. But what people are now doing is using the cloth. All the cloth would have fibers inside, because clothes would have fibers. Various shirts would have different type of fiber. So what they're doing is that from old clothes, any type, or old CLOTH, you pass it through recycling machine and you do all sort of things. This is a very complicated machine, and it produces fiber. Fibers could be a type of nylon type fiber, anything. And this fiber, you roll them up as a roll of fibers. They can be used for 3D printing. 3D printing needs certain type of fiber, certain type of material. They can use them. So that's a really good repurposing. Old clothes, you convert them into extract fibers. You can't extract 100% fiber, reasonably good amount of fiber you can extract. So that's a new product. That's repurposing. But that's one, latest type. Other repurposing are there. So I want you to look at recycling, repurposing, and talk about it. So next time you will talk, Danujan will talk about climate change, and Abhisaisan will do a presentation. You can only do 5 minutes, not more than that. If you don't go longer, because I wouldn't have time. And some of you, another person, if Karthikeyan is still there next week, you can talk about recycling. And then another topic I want you to think. I haven't put it in here. There are more topics here. I put a lot of what happened with the technology, and then what happened after COVID subsided. You can select any of these topics if you want, and what countries you would like to visit. Talk about scientific topic that you enjoy. But I want you to think about all the others who are not participating in the discussion. Think about something I want to explain to you. Think about it, read about it. And if you think that you want to participate on it, I have given you my email address. You can send me a document. I can read through them and help you. So what I want you to think about, this is a topic, different topic. Remember, think about, we talked about Earth. We talked about moon. Moon has an influence on Earth. Earth rotation depends on moon as well. But we know from scientific, the moon is moving away per year 2 to 3 centimeter is moving away from the Earth. So what I want you to do, think about what is the effect of moon on Earth? That's the first thing. What is the effect of moon on Earth? The second thing, think about that, because I'm not writing down anything. I want you to think. Second one is, if the Earth moves away from if the moon moves away from the Earth, so you wake up, so when you wake up tomorrow, suddenly you realize there's no moon. What will happen to Earth? So if you know the effect of the moon on Earth, then if the moon is not there, so lots of changes will happen. It's a very simple scientific thing. It's not a very difficult one, but gets you to think about the solar system, not in depth. I don't want you to do astronomy now. Astronomy you can study later, but I want you to think the effect of moon on Earth, and if moon disappears, what do you think it would happen to Earth? It's all explained on Google. A lot of pages has got lots of things, but read through them and pick up the simplest thing that you understand and write it down as sentences. I don't want you to copy every line from there, but simplest thing, get it from there and write it down and think about it. And then you should be able to present that to somebody saying that, look, this is what will happen if the moon disappears. Right. Okay. I've explained that to you. Did you hear what I said? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now I'm going to start with Danujan. Can you repeat what I said in simple terms?
The moon influences in many ways for the Earth, and if the moon is unavailable or
moon is unavailable. The moon not unavailable, but the moon disappears because moon is moving away. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, if the moon
disappears. Yeah.
If the moon disappears, there may be many changes, several changes occur in the Earth or in the universe also.
Yeah. So that's what you're going to think about it. Anybody can present that. Depends on the time. If he misses next week, we'll do the following week. But next time you're going to, I would like you to speak verbally. And because by speaking, I hear what you're saying, and I'll be able to correct your pronunciation. Writing is one part, presenting is one part, that's all good, but speaking is important. So for moons one, those who are interacting with me have to speak. Those who are unable to interact, who can then send me through email, I'll have a read through them for you. If you put your name, then I can explain to you. So those who are unable to interact can send me whatever you write, send it to me via email. I'm happy to have a look through that. Okay, so that's what we want to do. So next week topic is recycling, and then if you have time, you talk about the effect of moon. Effect. It's called EFFEC, the effects of moon on Earth. If moon disappears, what happened to Earth? That's the next part. Okay? Is that clear now? Can I move on to the next part? Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. Anything else you want to discuss verbally before I move on to the next section? Anybody wants to say anything? Just conversation. Just talk to me. Nothing? Okay. Now, we're now going to do some sort of a translation. You probably got this one. I sent it to you today. Yeah. So you're going to look at this translation. So when you are doing translation from Tamil to English, you can do word by word translation, which is not what I want. What I want you to read through the Tamil version of it, understand the meaning of it. What is the meaning? And translate the meaning into English equivalent. Why you have to do that? When you think and translate them, if you can translate them correctly, that means you have understood. You will be able to speak very well, very soon, very clearly, because you are thinking, you are processing the meaning into English translation. If you do word-to-word translation, sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes not the right meaning as well. So that's what I want you to do. Some example I'll give you, and then you have to do the rest. So the first one is this one. Anybody who wants to have a guess or want to go for it?
Sir, Abhisaisan.
Yeah. Abhisaisan, just tell me.
My mom prepared breakfast at 7:45 a.m. because I had Zoom class at 8:30 p.m.
8:30 a.m. 8:30 a.m.
8:30 a.m.
Yeah. You had
online class through Zoom.
Yeah, that's all fine. No problem. You can have different way of writing it, but that's fine. There's no one answer. You can put certain things in the front, certain things in the back. So anybody else want to say? Karthikeyan, do you want to say?
At 8:30, I had a online class in Zoom. So at 7:45 a.m., my mother served me the breakfast.
Okay. Now, there's a difference between serving breakfast and giving you breakfast. When you do serve mean breakfast is when you are in a hotel, when you are having dinner, lunch, they serve breakfast, they serve lunch. But when you are talking in a colloquial or for spoken English, you could just simply say, my mom gave me breakfast rather than served. Served is more written English type. Okay. So both of you have said it right. I don't think any one of you wrong. So if I am writing it, I would say I had online classes via Zoom at 8:30 a.m. So my mom gave me breakfast at 7:45 a.m. Same thing, what you said, meaning is same. So we are only after the meaning and the grammar. The order in which you say, Abhisai said in one order and Karthikeyan said in another order, but they're both same. There's no problem at all. So that's the first one. Now, is that understood, Danijan? There's only three of you are actually sharing. Yeah, you understood now. Danijan, next one is yours. You have to look at it and tell me. That is next one.
After having my breakfast, I check for the internet connection in my computer. I check whether it is working or not.
Yeah, yeah, but Danijan, you were okay, but it's not fully. I can understand. You got the meaning right. I mean, in a spoken, you will survive, but bit more.
Can I?
Yes, 1 minute, Arjun. I'll come back to you. But if you read the Tamil again, Danijan, and see what you said, was it exactly correct? You haven't said that you have to turn on the computer.
I didn't say that I did. I turned on my computer.
Yeah, have a look at it. Abhisai, go ahead.
I turned on my PC and I checked the internet connection after finishing my breakfast.
Yeah, but you check the internet connection. You have to say you check the internet connection whether if it was working. That's where you're checking.
I checked. So can I repeat?
Yes, go back and repeat.
I turned on my PC and I checked the internet connection whether it's working after finishing my breakfast.
Yeah, so better way to start is if you look at which came first. What did you do first?
I first finished my breakfast or had my breakfast.
Breakfast first. So you could say that after I finish my breakfast, you can say that after I finish my breakfast, I turn on my computer and checked that the internet connection was working. I checked that. You could say I checked if it was working. That's also correct. Or if you just put I checked that the internet connection was working, that's also correct. So variation there, no problem. But maybe in this sentence, it might be better to start with after I finished my breakfast. There's no one way of writing it when you're speaking. You can order reverse order, but it's better to have a reasonable format. That's why I'm trying to get you to think. Next one, number 3, that is Karthikeyan. Can you go on to the next one?
When I was getting ready for my class, my brother was watching cartoons on television.
Say that again once more. Let me hear it again. It's correct. Yeah, go ahead.
When I was getting ready for my class.
You said when? Did you say when? Is that what you say? Did you say when?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it might be better there is while. While I was getting ready for my classes. Instead of that, I would say the other way around. I think the way I would say that I'm reading the Tamil part of it. My brother was watching cartoons on TV. If you start with that, then you can say while I was getting ready for my classes. So while I was getting ready for my classes, my brother was watching cartoons on TV. Whichever way you say it is reasonably fine. It is while I was getting ready, not when I was getting ready. There's a difference between when and while. Maybe I will write some sentences on that between two of them. So it is while I was doing this, while I was studying, while I was doing, not when I was doing. Most of the time you'll find while I was studying this, my mother called me. While I was traveling, somebody called me. That's the way it'll come. While is the best way to do it. Okay, have a look at that. Right. But what you said was correct. There's nothing like correct mean I'm only correcting the fine part of it, but it is understandable what you're saying. The content was right. I'm now going back to the number 4. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. That is for Danujan.
I said my brother to decrease the volume because the television was much noise.
Okay, you are almost there. There are a few things. Okay. You said you told your brother to do what? What did you say to him?
To decrease the volume.
Yeah, okay.
Reduce the volume.
Right. No. Yeah, you could say that. It would be to reduce the volume. That's one way of. Or the other English you will learn is to turn down the volume. Reduce the volume, to turn down the volume. Decrease is not in that sense. It's still nothing wrong. If you say decrease, we'll understand. But there are two things. Reduce the volume, or what will the other one would be?
Turn down.
Turn down. Turn it down. It's like
So,
a knob. Yeah, 1 second, objection. So turn down the volume because the TV was, what did you say TV was? You said something.
Much noise.
Yeah, but why don't we say TV was too loud? TOOLOUD. The TV was too loud. So if the TV was very, very loud, you say it's too loud, reduce the volume or turn it down. Turn down the volume. That's what you'll say. Avishai, now you go ahead. What you were going to say? Avishai.
yes, sir. I have a doubt. Whether do you need to put the television? He said that I asked my brother to reduce the volume. He said that. Don't we need to reduce the volume of television?
No, I think the television is coming down the next line. So reduce the volume because the TV was too loud. So you don't need to put television twice.
So,
in a sentence. Sorry,
when
go ahead.
When we use the television in the first sentence, it will be better. And then in a certain sentence, we don't need to use it.
But if you reduce the volume because the TV was too loud, if you say reduce the volume of the TV because, then you have to say because it was loud. Then you have to use it. You can only use it in one place. It's all fine in English. There's nothing wrong. Okay, Avichai-san?
Okay, sir.
It's both are correct. I mean, it is no one way as such, but it's better to, when you say turn down the volume, it has to be turn down the volume of what? It has to be something, radio or television. And therefore, I think it's fine. Because this sentence connects from the previous sentence. The whole thing is connecting from the top one. The previous sentence, you said, my brother was watching cartoons on TV. So if you didn't use it, then it's fine. I have no problem at all. And none of you are making anything wrong, seriously. It's just the improvement we are looking at it. Okay, next one. Now it comes to Abhishek. Next one.
After he reduced the volume of television, still I was being confused.
No, he says, yeah, so it's not, in this case, kulapam doesn't mean confused. Okay, so what I would say here is that,
Disturb.
Yeah, that is correct. It will be said, Danijan, it will be disruptive. Disruptive.
Okay, sir.
So may I try again?
Yeah. Yeah, try again, Abhishek.
After he reduced the volume of television, still I was being disrupted the sound of television with the sound.
Yeah, but, yes, but you are trying to thinking in Tamil and translating it a bit. That's where that thing coming in again and again. The way to look at it, what you said, the thinking was correct, but you got to get the right wording. Okay, so what you was trying to say that I would say after he has, you're saying after he has turned down the volume. If you look at it, it's not like that. Avan sathate kuratha purahum. The prahum under the you should use something like even though he turned down the volume. Now think about it. Even though he turned down the volume, naturally volume of the television has come in the previous sentence. Even though he turned down the volume, the noise, what do you say? That says noise. The noise from the TV was still disruptive. அப்படித்தான் இருக்கு அந்த சத்தம் எனக்கு குழப்பமாக இருந்து கொண்டிருந்தது. That means still disruptive. Still.
Disrupting me. Oh, still disrupting.
No, disruptive. Still disruptive. That means it is disturbing you. That's basically still disruptive. So you can see that there are few little things in it there. Even though he turned down the volume, the noise from the TV, you can say noise or something else, the noise from this TV was still disruptive. That means it is எனக்கு குழப்பமாக இருந்து கொண்டிருந்தது. So it was still disturbed. That's the best way of saying it. And you're trying to express your way. That's fine. That's nothing, Okay. Next one, now I'm going to Karthigan. Only 3 people have put up their hands, so I'm only on to Karthigan. Karthigan, now next one is your sentence.
So I closed the doors of my room when my class started.
No, go back again. Go back. Go slowly because I'm trying to find the errors. Okay, go.
So I closed the doors of my room.
No, doors or door of my room? Which one? Are they 2 doors or 1 door? Depends. If your room has only 1 door, you have to say, I closed the door. If you have 2 doors, then I closed the doors then, not that one coming. You follow? You have got to say, I closed the door. Is that clear? I closed the door. Okay, go on. Read for me.
My class started.
Say it again. I want to listen fully. Say it again.
I closed the door of my room when my class started.
Where is Adanal? There's a word in Tamil called Adana, right here.
So can I try?
Yeah, Abhisaisan, you can go for it.
So I shut the doors of my room when the class begins.
No, one mistake, because you have shut mean you're thinking as a past tense there. You're thinking in that term, and then you're saying you present tense. You're saying. Say it again. Repeat again, and let me listen to it. So, what did you say?
So I shut the doors of my room when the class begins.
When the class began.
Began, yes.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah, no, began, sir.
So I explain this. So is not a good way of saying is. So is not in English. Adanal is not so. It's not a good match, but nothing wrong. I would say Adanal means as a result. As a result. As a result, that is Adanal, as a result, when my classes started, I closed the door of my room. You can change the direction around, that's still fine. When my classes started, I closed the door of my room. Is that understood? I'll give you all the solution. Next week you'll get all of these. I'm just still preparing a few more exercises. Okay, now next one. We got few more minutes. Go next one. Karthik, whose turn is now? Is it Dhanujan?
Yes, sir.
Is it next one? Another Thambi, yeah?
If my brother let me to see the television, I wouldn't close the doors.
If once more, I'm listening. If my brother
let me to watch the television, I wouldn't close the doors of my.
Yeah, you are. I wouldn't close the. That's not correct. I would is correct. I would not have closed, you should say. I would not have closed the room door. Go back and try it again.
If my brother lets me to watch the television, I would not have closed my doors.
Yeah, close the room door or whatever. Just close the doors. Fine. I would say if my brother was not watching TV. But that's why I say, எனது தம்பி தொலைக்காட்சியை பார்த்து கொண்டு இருக்கா விட்டால். Vital means if, right?
Sir, I was confused because the word was பார்த்து கொண்டிருக்க விட்டார். Not.
Yeah. I'm reading it. You're right. பார்த்து கொண்டிருக்க விட்டால். I think it's காவிட்டால். பார்த்து கொண்டிருக்க விட்டால். So if my brother was not watching television, I would not have closed the room door. That's the right English. இது பார்த்து கொண்டு இது காவிட்டால். இந்த காவன்னா ஸ்பெல்லிங் பிள்ளை இருக்கு. Okay, Abhisai, next one.
I missed the first part of my online class as a result of disconnection of internet when the class began.
One more time.
I missed the first part of my online class as a result of disconnection of internet when the class began.
You've got 70% correct. There's few. You said I missed the first part. I think it is say what is it now? First part. You can say first part. That's fine. Or first half. That's fine. Both are fine. I missed the first part of the class. That's correct, Abhishek. Fine. What it says that vavuppu ஆரம்பித்து சிறிது நேரத்தில். You can say shortly after the class started. Shortly after the class started. You can use that English. வகுப்பு ஆரம்பித்து சிறிது நேரத்தில். So shortly after the class started, my internet connection disconnected. You can say my internet connection disconnected. Or on very colloquial, they say my internet connection got disconnected. Some people say, but my internet connection disconnected. And I missed the first part of the class. So that's what it says. வகுப்பு ஆரம்பித்த சிறிது நேரத்தில் எனது இணைய தொடர்பு துண்டிக்கப்பட்டது. நான் வகுப்பின் முதல் பாதியை தவற விட்டேன். Shortly after the class started, my internet connection disconnected and I missed the first part of the class. Or first part, first half, whatever. All three of you, Karthikeyan, Abhishek, and Anujan, do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next one is Karthikeyan. Before we move on to the next part, just the last part. Karthikeyan.
I tried to fix the internet connection, but it was difficult.
Yeah, that was fine. That's a good way of saying it. If you want to polish it a bit more, you could say, I tried to reconnect the internet connection, or you said I tried to fix the internet connection. That's fine, nothing wrong. But found it difficult. That's a better way to say. But I found it difficult. So, or you can say, but found it difficult. Go back and try it again, Karthikeyan.
I tried to reconnect the internet connection, but I found difficult.
I found it difficult. IT, you should put I found
it difficult.
Yeah, found it. It means connecting it. It difficult. Okay, so that's good, huh? So I think all three of you are reasonably getting most of them correct. There are a few things up there. Because if I give this exercise for you to prepare and do it, you might do it better. But doing it instantly in front of me is where you are thinking, and that's how you improve. Okay, last part, I want to say last one. Not all of them, you may not have time. என்னால் முழு வகுப்பிலும் கலந்து கொள்ள முடிந்திருந்தால், who wants to go for it? Who wants to take it on? Who?
Abhishek.
Abhishek, okay, go for the last one.
If I was able to include in the all the section of class, I will.
No, hold on there. You are correct. If I was able to attend the entire class, entire mean full, or whole. You could say full class or entire.
The whole.
What's that?
Whole.
The whole class. Yeah, you can say the whole class. Yeah, it's. You won't find that a lot of people use. They will say full or entire. That's what the normal. Whole is what I would have learned as well when I was studying like you, but it will be full and entire, but nothing wrong here. Okay.
If I was able to attend the entire class, yeah. I would understand the lesson.
No, bit more. Think of it. Start with I would. Start like that. If I was able to attend the entire class, I would finish it off.
I would understand well.
No, I would. What would happen with would? Something should happen after the would.
I would have.
Yes, I would have better understood, because it has to be past participle. If you start, I would. Look at my notes I gave you. I would have. If you have here, whatever word, then past participle has to come. Past participle understood. I would have better understood the lesson. Okay?
Understood the lesson well.
Yeah, it's fine. But if you use better, you don't need the well. If you didn't use the better, then use the well. It's fine. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So that's so far I've done. Like this exercise, there's more exercise coming up. So next week there will be no exercises. This is the last week one. I have given you answers. Only one thing you need to study on the last week is if lift. What are you understanding about lift? Tanujan.
Carry.
Yeah, carry. So when you go to a building, you want to go to the 5th floor, you go by lift, which is carrying. The same thing can be asked by somebody. If you are carrying somebody on your bicycle, that's also a lift. So somebody come to you and say, can I have a lift? You're cycling to the market and you say to him, can I have a lift? He said, yeah, hop in. Hop in mean you hop into my back of the bicycle or in the front. So that's what this mean, lift mean. You give a lift to somebody, mean you are carrying somebody. That means you are driving a car or driving a bicycle or driving something, you are helping somebody to go with you on your bicycle. So you will find people will be using the terminology lift. And don't think of a lift of the big lift in a building, no. Just mean you are carrying. They're asking you for help. So if you're going to a station, to the railway station by car, and the next door neighbor knew that you were going in the morning to the station to collect somebody, and the next door neighbor come to you and say, are you going to the station? Could I get a lift as well? You say, of course. So that's how the lift is normally used. And here is, I gave my mom a lift, mean mom came in a bicycle and we went home. Okay, just to get understanding of the terminology lift and how you use lift in a daily conversation. Okay, so and I'm just run through this one quickly. We have to learn about phrasal verbs, and I've explained all of these. How do you do, all of these? How do you use the put down, put away, put together, put up, all of these? Read through them and ask me when you have doubts. And all these will be into one book or lecture notes next week. Everybody will get that from year 6 to year 11, and would have all sort of examples, and always use that as a reference when you are speaking English. Okay, so there's quite a bit I've explained to you. When do you use in, on, and at a time, a place, or in a time? So all of them are there. So sometimes you're saying, I'm in the car, in a car. I'm in a boat. But when you're going on a bus, you say, I'm on a bus. It's not in a bus. I'm on a train. I'm on a plane. So these are habits, has been there in English for a long time. What happened is that for small things, they use in. For big things, like a very big, large vehicle, they use on. That has been a habit. They are fixed expression. You can't change that. You can't say, I'm in a bus. No. No. I'm on the bus. That means you are inside the bus. I'm on the bus. That's the terminology. I'm on the plane. And I'm on a train. Big things are on, small things are in. And that's kind of a thing. All I have explained in my notes for you, because we'll be using this in talking later on. And you can go through this yourself. And then if you have a problem, you can ask me. Okay, I want to finish up now. Are you all okay today? Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So next week, we want to make sure we are going to talk, basically. And there's a presentation, and then we are going to talk, basically. There will be no other discussion. We need to communicate like this. We need to talk. And stop me when you don't understand. Please just stop me and then ask me again. Then I'll explain further. Okay? So next week, you will get the full notes, what we have learned from week 1 to week 9. Next week is our week 9. All the notes you will have. There will be examples, further example. I have put in a lot of exercises. If you practice them, you will be able to speak really well. Okay, we will finish up. All right. I didn't hear anything.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Are you okay? Do you understand, or am I speaking too fast?
No, sir, we can understand.
Danujan? Oh, I can't hear you. Karthigan,
Yes, sir.
you can understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you want me to speak slowly, just tell me, then I can speak slowly. But I think you need to get this rate. What I speak, you should need to, then and there you will miss 1 or 2 words, but it doesn't matter. All right, good. See you next week. Bye.
Thank you and goodbye, sir.
Bye. Goodbye, everybody. See you next week. Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.